Damn, that's like the first time I've heard an ice cream man in a neighborhood in Irvine for like the last like year that I've lived here. It's kind of weird, but what's up, guys? We're gonna be reviewing another Dick Johnson product. Last time you guys saw how their fiber wax worked for my hair. Let's go ahead and see how their original pomade fares. It's described as inepuisable. I think that's how you pronounce it, but in French, it kind of translates into inexhaustible, or in this case, endless. It's supposed to kind of, or at least the description says that it's supposed to give you this kind of control and hold, and it's supposed to last you all day and all night, whatever the occasion. We'll go ahead and test that and see how that fares for like my thick and wavy hair. It's also described as having a medium hold, so that could be a little problematic for my type of hair, but we'll go ahead and see how it performs throughout the day. And alright, let's just get to it. We're gonna be taking a look at the design of the jar, the application process, and then I'll go throughout my day. Today's gonna be like fairly easy. It's just like a lot of editing. We got the NBA Finals, go Raptors, and then I'm just gonna be like essentially cleaning up my closet. I just got too much junk on my hands at this point. And then yeah, that's about it. We're just gonna go ahead and get to it. Alright, this is gonna be pretty short and simple. Consistency across the Dick Johnson brand is fairly standardized. Makes it easily recognizable. That's something I do appreciate. You got their labeling all across. One thing again, ingredients are fairly hard to read. It's like super tiny print. There you have the instructions on how to apply and description of the product. Again, aluminum tin, plastic body, 100 milliliter jar. Overall, pretty much the same as their fiber wax. Let's go ahead and get to the application process. Alright, opening up the jar, you're gonna get this, what they describe as a whiskey cola scent. Yes, I do get that. It's a very sweet and almost like candy kind of smell. What it reminds me of is if you ever eaten those Haribo cola gummies, that's what it kind of like throws me back into. In the jar, I don't know, I should have done this earlier, but you get this kind of orange kind of consistency, or not consistency, orange color, and a very like smooth and buttery consistency from the product. I'd say it's probably the castor oil. Just think of it as like castor oil mixed in with a gel water-based pomade. You kind of get a mix in between the two. So it's not necessarily completely a gel pomade, but at the same time it's not like a super light oil-based either. You just kind of fall in between. So scooping out, spraying throughout the hands, super easy, no issues whatsoever. Feels pretty sticky, not a heavy hold sticky, but for it being described as a medium hold, let's go ahead and see how that fares for my hair. Right now my hair is not too wavy, but it looks like it's gonna be a little hard to tame down, but we'll go ahead and do about 2 scoops. Again, applying it through the hair, no tugging or like resistance whatsoever. Slickness of the product is definitely more evident in this one compared to their fiber wax. You just get a more of like a slick look. It's not like a dry natural matte kind of hold, but there's my comb. But for this, again, it's given that it's like a endless kind of description, we are kind of expecting that it's gonna be more of like not the like helmet hard gel kind of style that you get, but something more slick where it can kind of withstand the whole day and like stay in place. Alright, so initially we can't really style it, or I can't really style it the same way as I do with a lot of other products. Seems like it's going to be more of a very tight holding pomade where I need a more like, not strict, but a more clean kind of comb. So let's go ahead and try the traditional pompadour where you kind of part it and pull it up. Right now, I know this is going to stay up, but I'm just going to give you guys like a variation of what it can kind of do. So right now, slickness and shine, it's like a medium shine. Slickness, pretty nice. Having a lot of loose hair. I haven't done a part in forever. Ooh. So my part is pretty high. And that's just like pretty natural. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a really funky part just because my hair kind of waves out of it. But let's go ahead. Ooh, a little rusty on this. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was just trying to kind of figure out how to do this. Pomade wasn't holding necessarily too strong for my hair, and things were just kind of falling out of place. But given that it's a bit of time has passed, like a couple minutes, the product has dried up a little bit, so I'm able to kind of get more hold from it. I would say this is what I would have to stick with. It's a definitely more of a slick kind of product where you're gonna go for more of like the not modern gentleman look, but just a more dapper kind of look. Definitely the opposite end of their fiber wax in terms of what kind of style you can achieve. I mean, I don't dislike it, but at the same time, for me, I would probably use this for more of like a formal event. But let's go ahead and get throughout the day and see how it kind of lasts. Right now it's pretty slick. I'm not disappointed in that. The medium holds true, and the whiskey cola scent isn't too overpowering. It's definitely there when you kind of like move around. It's nice, it's pleasant. It's not like an overbearing kind of scent. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Again, apologies for the rough styling process. Just couldn't figure it out, but in the end, not too bad. So we're gonna stick with this. I don't even know what to call it. Comb over part pomp. So get a little poof action back there, and let's go ahead and get throughout the day. What is going on with baby's hairs? Alright, welcome back, guys. It's the end of the day, so let's go ahead and wrap up this review. Endurance lasted pretty well throughout the day. As you guys can see, I had to recomb like once or twice, but the pomade itself doesn't dry up, so it gives me that ability to kind of restyle as I want. It's still pliable at this point. You guys can see, you don't really get that, like, I guess like what we have termed the helmet hair from a lot of water-based gel pomades. You don't really get that from this. The Dick Johnson's original pomade, it kind of stays oily, so at this point there's still a little bit of like greasiness to it. That still gives it that kind of slickness and a little bit of shine. I had expected the product to kind of dry out as the day progressed, but that never happened. So slickness is still here, the shine is still here, which also means the scent is still prevalent. It's not as powerful, but you can still smell that whiskey coke here and there. When you fix your hair, you're gonna definitely smell it on your hands. Overall, I wouldn't say that this pomade is made for my type of hair. But if you guys had a little bit, at least at this point, I feel like if my hair was a little bit longer, it would be pretty nice in terms of how much hold I can get. Um, for sure, it's a medium hold. My hair is not gonna be able to get any more height from like the front. This is as much as I'm gonna get. So, medium hold, and what I predict is for those with like shorter hair or like a little bit longer where the sides aren't shaven like mine, you're gonna be able to like slick it down and like have that hold throughout the day. For me, this kind of just stayed up throughout the day. One or two kind of strands fell off to the side, but that was easily fixable, so I had no issues with that. Overall, nice pomade. It reminds me of like the old pomades that we kind of started out with, like the Murrays and the Dax. Like you get that greasiness, that kind of hold and pliability throughout the day where you can kind of just mess around with your hair and like it's still pliable, it's still moldable, but at the same time it's able to be washed out like super easily. I don't know what ingredient that is, but it might be, let me check. It could be hydrogenated castor oil or something along that line. Yep, it's hydrogenated castor oil, so that makes it a little bit more water soluble. One shampoo, I was able to get it all out. Overall, again, I gotta stop saying overall, but again, overall, good pomade, super slick, lasts throughout the day. Scent, I totally love because it reminds me of candy. Medium hold, I would say like pretty low shine, but over caught myself there. Definitely something to check out. For me, I would probably lean more towards the fiber wax because that's just my preference. I don't really go for this like more neat kind of part pompadour, like comb over kind of thing, but that's up to you guys. I'm just here to show you guys what this product can do for a wavy and thick crowd. So, give you guys a little peep. Alright, next up we got some Canadian pomade. Catch you guys then.